I'm Jenny Darlington Person, the Executive Director of Music in the Mountains. I'm here to welcome you today to our first live choral performance in almost 2 years. I can only really speak to the piece on the second half because that's the one that I'm in, and it's one of my favorite pieces of choral music. And the composer wrote it as a prayer for rest, not just normally a requiem, of course, is for those who have departed, but in this case, it's for those of us who are here. And so as our tribute to the unrest and the challenges we've all faced in this last year, well, 2 years now, we wanted to dedicate this program, especially to two folks who are very important to our chorus that we lost this last year. One was our longtime choral underwriter, Carol Hamilton. And the other was our longtime chorus singer, Timothy Alsop. COVID safety, thank you all for being so patient as you came in today and got your vaccine cards checked. And thank you all for wearing your masks in here. It is a requirement of the venue. A lot of us performing arts organizations got together and made some safety made a safety plan to keep all of our audiences safe, so I really appreciate that. Every member of our chorus is vaccinated, and every one of them was tested yesterday, so please feel secure in that knowledge that we're doing everything we can to keep you and our musicians safe here. I'd also like to thank some folks. First, live music is a challenge to produce in any time, but you can imagine during a pandemic all the extra steps and the extra costs and the extra things you have to do to keep people safe. So I would really like to thank our concert underwriters. We have our board member, George Rebane, and his wife, Joanne Rebane. They've made these concerts possible all year. And they're sitting over here in the front table. And also with them are board member Randy Newsom and his wife, previous board member Blair Newsom, and they are underwriting this concert and our holiday concert. Our sponsors are Smarter Broadband. We have Fran and Adam Brodell here in the front. Foothill Flowers, which I don't think are here today, but they provide our flowers and have for 40 years now. The Union newspaper, if you want to know what we're doing in 2022, just check out your prospector every week. And Jeff Leiter is back here. Those are our concert sponsors. And we have a brand new treat we're doing this time. Stuckey Jewelers, who is our longtime local jeweler down on Mill Street, they have provided jewelry for our soloists to wear. So admire Lisa's beautiful jewelry. It's provided by Stuckey. Oh, and please come out and support our kids. Mimeo is having a concert on Monday, not this Monday, next Monday, November 15th. It's $10 a person, and they're led by Waylon Whitney. Richard Altenbach recently retired and moved out of state, but Waylon was our founding director of our youth orchestra. Please enjoy the concert. I'm sorry I talked so long today.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about this afternoon's program. And I'm just doing a little bit of introducing on the first half. I'm really happy to welcome our organist for today's concert, Dr. Ryan Enright. Ryan and I work together at Sac State. He's an unbelievable musician, not only a fantastic concert performer, but also an amazing improviser. He's got his doctorate from the Eastman School of Music, and he's the organist at St. John's Church in Sacramento. And he's going to tell you a bit about the pieces that he'll play, but please give a warm welcome to Dr. Ryan Enright.
The first composer you're going to hear from is Rachel Laurin. She is probably in her late 50s now, and she's a French-Canadian composer, and one of the best-known composers in Canada. She writes really, I'm going to say, just lyrical and deeply beautiful works, which also have a certain sense of humor to them, but not these two on the program today. Taken from her 12 pieces, Volume 3, the prelude is almost like a beautiful Chopin prelude. It has the certain romanticism. It's got a certain melancholy to it. And then following that, as an organist, you must love fugues, and I love a well-written fugue. The Fuga Seriosa is just an elegant example, and you have that that lyrical quality that is so attractive about her music. The third piece we're going to hear today is by a composer named Jean Langlais. And Jean Langlais was born with sight, and lost his sight by the age of 3, perhaps from glaucoma. And like many French composers of the 19th and 20th century, reading their musical background is like a fairy tale. I went to the conservatoire, I studied with Fauré, Messiaen, you name it, right? All these composers we've all heard of, and we all, are admirers of. If you read Jean Langlay's biography, it's just an amazing, story. Anyway, an extremely talented child with a wonderful aptitude for music. He went to Paris from Brittany. He called himself a Breton and a Catholic. That's what he called himself. And the piece that I'm going to be playing by Jean Langlais was written in about 1944. Jean Langlay's style is marked by his extreme talent for improvisation. Like many French, they taught improvisation in schools and from when people were young. Unfortunately, we don't do that here. And I think it's a huge problem, really. And because, you could do so much with improvisation. It helps everything, all your musicality. So you hear all this wonderful improvisatory material, but he composed it all, right? But composition and improvisation were one and the same for the French. Now to the music. The fête, the term fête means feast. It can also mean party, okay? So the piece was written during the liberation of Paris in 1944. And it was also written for the second purpose that Langlais had assumed a very important position as organist, where César Franck, or some of you know about César Franck, had held in the past at Sainte-Clotilde in Paris, and one of the best organs in the city. And so Langlais assumed the position. So this piece was written to both celebrate the liberation of Paris and his assuming the position at Sainte-Clotilde. You're going to hear a lot of virtuoso figuration. It's totally joyful and very virtuosic. It's like a concerto, they say. And then you have this quiet section that's more morose and maybe more reflective of some of the past of the war. Thank you.
So I'm really happy to introduce our next two performers. The first is soprano Lisa Davila. So Lisa and I, we were in school together. We went to Sac State together. And we did a few operas while we were in school, and then since then we've been able to do lots of projects together. I think she's one of the most amazing sopranos, and she sounds incredible in this repertoire. But one thing you may not know about Lisa, she's also a conductor. So she is actually the assistant conductor of Opera Modesto, where I'm the music director. So she comes at music from all directions. And she's going to be joined by harpist Kirsten Alvin. And Kirsten works with me at Sacramento State, is an amazing musician, has played with all kinds of great orchestras, including the Detroit Symphony, and has won lots of prizes for her fantastic harp playing. So please welcome Lisa and Kirsten.
Thank you, everyone, for your warm welcome, and thank you for being here at this wonderful celebration and this wonderful celebration moment of returning to live performances here at Music in the Mountains. So I'm very pleased to share these three arias with you. An aria is another name for a song, but aria is also used in the opera realm to where one singer gets to sing out their feelings of the moment for quite some time, sometimes. It takes a long time to die in opera if you have a lot of feelings about it, actually. I certainly feel like these three Tosti songs are worthy of the title aria because they are just so lush and so full of vibrant melodies and sometimes intense feelings of either sorrow or of joy. And they were composed by Paolo Tosti, who was a tenor himself. And it's always a pleasure to sing the works that are written by a vocalist because they know the voice, they know what the voice can do, and they know the expressiveness. So for me, these arias are the pinnacle of Italian vocal repertoire, really. He was right in the middle of the Romantic, right on the edge of Verismo opera, where they really explore the true deep feelings and even deep pain and challenges of the characters. And so I really love that, even though Tosti never wrote any operas, but he wrote over 350 songs. So I think that counts. Maybe one day someone will string them all together with a story and we'll call it an opera. The first song for you is titled Aprile, which means April in Italian. And I wish I could rename it November. Because what the aria speaks of is the beautiful change in scenery at this time of April. And I'll just give you a poetic translation for each of the songs before them. This one says, can you not feel the air is different? Can you not feel the joy in your soul from the fresh voices of nature all around us? It's April. It's April. Come with me, my love, and let's celebrate this together. Let's walk among the flowers, and let's look at the violets and the little snowbell dropping things. You know what I'm talking about. And let the butterflies dance in your beautiful hair. It's April, it's April. And I gotta tell you, waking up this morning and seeing the beautiful scenery here in Grass Valley, my heart and my soul was taken over. And so I'm singing this aria today in celebration of the beautiful colors and the changes in our seasons at this time. So here is Aprile.
Senti tu nell'aria il profumo che sponde primavera, non senti tu nell'anima il suon di nuova voce lusinghiera, non senti tu nell'aria il profumo che sponde primavera, non senti tu nell'aria il suon di nuova voce lusinghiera. E l'April, la stagion d'amore, ti vieni, o mio gentil, sul prato in fiore. Avrai sul petto rose e cialistrine e le parole candide che leggeranno intorno e nell'ocrine. Il piede avrai fra mammole, avrai sul petto rose e cialistrine e le parole candide che leggeranno intorno e nell'ocrine. E l'April, la stagion d'amore, ti vieni, o mio gentil, sopra di fiore.
I'm trying to contain my excitement because this is my first time performing solo with harp, and I am so thrilled, so thrilled about how these pieces. Thank you. Let's celebrate her. This next piece takes quite a turn into some very serious and deep feelings. You know, it's interesting when working in art song, we are usually dive or are plugged into the middle of a story, the middle of a situation. We don't get the beginning or we don't get the end, but we're right in the middle. And that's how I feel about this next piece. In van preghi, in vanno aneli. That the poetic translation is, in vain I cry, in vain I plead, and my cries don't even have wings to soar. There is no God coming down from the heavens. Quite a low point, isn't it? It continues to say, abandon yourself to the ground. Dive into the dust and pray that the Holy Mother will hear your cries. There is no God in a hell, and we profoundly sleep. And even though the melody you'll hear it's quite beautiful, but the feelings are really quite deep. It's a little bit surprising, this juxtaposing, and sometimes we get that in music. But sometimes in the middle of great sadness, there is some beauty in that, or maybe you don't feel it in the moment when you're in the middle of something difficult. But anyway, here's In van preghi, in van non eli. But don't worry, there's a happy ending to this cycle. The following song will lift us right back up. But first, we have this very serious aria. I'm happy to share it with you.
In van preghi, in van non eli, in van mostra il cuore infranto, sono forse umili cieli perché noi abbiamo pianto. Il dolor nostro è senza Allah, non ha volo e credo il mele, piange prego. Abbandonati alla polve, il sole pronoti giaci, sossopino madre assolve d'ogni colpa che la baci. In una de senza Dio, dormi quanto puoi profondo, tutto è sogno, tutto è oblio. Passatelo il fior dal
The combination of the motions of that song and the lights are making my eyes go a little crazy. So I did not wear waterproof mascara, and that may have been a mistake. So somebody please tell me if I need to correct something there. Okay. This final aria, the final of the Italian arias for you is called L'alba separa dalla luce l'ombra. A pretty long title, but that means the light that separates the darkness from, I'm sorry, let me start again. The dawn that separates the darkness from the light. And it's about this moment that the night is switching into day. And I've had the fortunate opportunity of staying dedicated to my walks with my dog, even though the light has changed. And sometimes we go out when it's still dark. And I've had the blessed moments of being there outside in nature when I can still see stars and still see brightness coming into the sky. And that's exactly what this aria is about. It says, "Oh, stars, it's your time to slowly die." And my dreams are dying with them. I loved my time in the night. But it says, I cannot deny this new feeling of this. There's a new beauty coming in the sky. And this sun, il sole eterno, it means this sun is coming from my soul and my brief new dream. And this to me really represents a moment of hope, that there has been a night, and we have been in that night with the dreams of that night, whether they be positive or negative. And sometimes it's hard to make a change. Sometimes you say, no, I don't want to leave these beautiful stars, or I don't want to leave this environment or this change of feeling, but I cannot deny the light ahead of me, this hope shining forth in the sky. This is L'alba separa dalla luce l'ambra. And I added to the program Alleluia from Mozart's Exultate Jubilate, which means jubilant exultation. And his whole solo cantata for soprano and orchestras, it's really very exciting. But this is the final moment where I get to sing Alleluia. And that's it. One word for the entire piece. And it's truly full of fireworks and is a lot of fun to sing. And I thought it would be an appropriate celebration kind of song to share with you. You ready?
Alleluia,
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's bow together. Thank you so much. I love your trills in there. Woo!
So as Jenny mentioned earlier, this is called Requiem for the Living. Well, what exactly is a requiem for the living? Well, generally, requiems are written as funeral masses for the celebration of a person or a group of people. But Dan Forrest thought about what is the role that music plays in our lives. You know, music can bring us joy, music can bring us peace, music can make us happy or sad or whatever emotions we need to feel. And it's sort of amazing how music becomes our partner in life on this journey. So Requiem for the Living is a piece for all of us, for us as performers, for you as audience, to have a moment to come together, to feel comfort and to feel peace. And we thought, what a great piece of music to do in our first choral and orchestra concert since the beginning of the pandemic. So we hope you enjoy Requiem for the Living.
Comitatum, comitatum,